Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Normal Playing Guy, and so the first-hand information of the first ever Super Easy A is out. So it's going to come out with the Saiyan Day campaign. So okay, that's fine. So of course we're going to start probably in chronological order, and that's going to be with this unit. So looking pretty hyped. Now, of course, his information came out yesterday, so this is only just going to be a nice review. We still don't know as of yet how well. Like, is it another easy A, like another 30 stones? It's hard to say because I mean they do share the same medals, and it is taking a very comparable amount of money, Zenny, just to awaken. So it may legitimately be. Okay, right. So previously we had 70% defense at the start of turns, and we had quite a lot of attack at the entry turn for 7 turns. So, of course, he was a short haul fight. But now, I mean, check this out. We're talking in the simplified times. I mean, you could say when the Easy A's first came out back in 2018. They've been doing this a while. I mean, they've been doing this now for, oh, yeah, 4 years, which is absolutely mental. Actually, no, 6 years. So we've had 6 years worth of Easy A's. Hence why we've got passives, we've got essays, we've got. I've seen university essays that are less than this. So what do we have? Okay, so keep us to 200%. So that's a massive amount. Bear in mind, so coming in at 55%, it seems though that his stats do not change between the Super Easy A and the regular Easy A. So what? Super Easy A, 55%, we're talking 8,500. And then, of course, regular Easy A, we're talking 8,500. So there really is no difference in that. It's just you do some event, we don't know what it is yet. And then, of course, this just changes. So 200%. Okay, well, 55. I mean, that's a little on the low side, but again, it is an older unit. Attack's fairly decent. Now, of course, one dupe puts you at 11,500, which is actually respectable. That puts you. Well, actually, no, yeah, there's a lot. That's like Doc and Fest Turles when he comes out, so that's about right. 100%. Should you have him, there you go. There's the rest for you. Yeah, so he's good all in all round. I mean, that's a decent amount of attack and a decent amount of defense at Rainbow, but it's going to take you there. Right, what else do we have? So okay, so we're guaranteed a crit for the first turn. From his first turn, we get a crit. Okay, that's pretty good. So that means then that the first hit is just going to be good. What's your super attack effect? So it does nothing but greatly lower his defense. About the only person we know to have this is probably Physical Cooler. So it doesn't. I mean, if only we had some extra attack in here, right? Okay. So superclass allies get a 20% chance to crit, and extreme class allies 10%. So it's pretty nice that you're giving them 20% to crit, well, super class, but then extreme class. So that fits in more as well. So it's just nice to have, I suppose. Realistically, you're just looking at this. Okay, so we get 150% for the first 5 turns of this person's turn. That's crazy. And bear in mind, so you get 200%. You're getting 2.5 times, a factor of 2.5 times off that 200%. That's insane. An additional 150% again, and a 50% to do an additional super attack when performing a super attack for 7 turns. Wow. That's Jesus. So, in a sense, that is your super attack effect. Okay, so you greatly lower defense, but you also gain 150% to stats and a 50% chance to do an additional. So that's pretty busted because it means that you're getting that on super attack. You're getting that just in general. Okay, so what happens? Okay, this. So you get an additional 100% to stats when performing a super from the 8th turn. So after your 5 and 7 turns respectively, you drop. So you're going to have both of these. I mean, assuming you super attack, you're going to get this, which is 150% off the 200. And that's 150% off the new value. So bear in mind, this is way, way higher than you would take it to think. When your 7 turns have elapsed and this is all gone, you are left with this, which is actually not bad because it all depends on what happens at base. Because, like, I mean, this is nice, but this is on attack or super attack. Then there's this, you still get something. So, super attack effect would still give you massively raised stats. So, that's pretty good. 30% chance to dodge and an additional chance to dodge. No, so you get, okay, before attacking. So before you attack, it looks like you're going to get 60% chance to dodge. Okay. I personally wouldn't put it in slot 1. That's interesting because, I mean, like, maybe for the first 5 turns, maybe. Let's have a look. And wow, an additional set, 150% defense and a 50% chance to crit after evading an attack, which would come in here. And they put 60% chance to attack, so you have house odds to dodge. Okay, so he is, of course, a 7-turn blaster. Now, Extreme Super Battle Road, Red Zone events, and intensifying fights, they all go on for around about 7 turns or less. So he is designed to still compete with the rest. It looks like he's incredibly strong for the first 5 turns, which again covers probably most of the games. He still has this. You still, for an extra 2 turns, you still do have this. And then that drops to, in a sense, this drops to 100% from the 8th turn. So you get a little less. So from the 8th turn onwards, you'll have a noticeable drop in ability. But this is nice. So, right. So one way of building this guy, legitimately full dodge. Legitimately, because you can stick him in slot 1. If he has 60% chance and you give him full dodge, and every point in dodge is a percent. So let's say you can, if you somehow can swing to like 15 dodge, you could have 15%, and it's 2 separate, it doesn't stack. So you could have a 60% plus you could have a 15%. Legitimately, I wouldn't personally say crits because he has crits in, like he has a guaranteed crit at the start. He has if you do get the dodge, and by the way, you'd want this to be in slot 1, then you would also have your crit chances. So I personally wouldn't go for crit, and I personally wouldn't go, I mean, you could go for additionals. He's going to hit hard, there's just no doubt. It's not as if though his super attack effect maximizes the additional, so I couldn't really see an argument. Honestly, I'm seeing dodge. Seriously, full dodge. And then, because if you get the full dodge, you're getting this. This, on top of this, on top of this, on top of this, then you're looking pretty disgusting, right? So there's a lot there, and it looks impressive, and I reckon it can be. So super hyped to see what it's like for real. So we got to test him out in a tough situation for most normal playing guys, right? So that's me aim. But he seems impressive. People could complain, and I see that about this not being something like not even 30% defense for the turn. Hell, not even greatly raised attack. I mean, I can kind of see that being a thing. So fine. Anyway, let's check out the teams once again, and let's check out the links once again. So I can see a lot of key and attack links, like we're talking Limit Breaking Form, we're talking Over in the Flash, Super Saiyan, Saiyan Warrior Race, Golden Warrior. A lot of key and attack, Fierce Battle, given that 20%, which you can get. You should be able to get Super Saiyan, Saiyan Warrior Race, and Fierce Battle fairly common, and that alone is what? That's 25 and 45% attack, which actually is pretty disgusting. Now, of course, Over in the Flash and Limit Breaking Form is Limit Breaking Form is for Super Saiyan 3s, and the majority of this is also Super Saiyan 3s, with the exception of Vegito Blue. So we're talking Majin Buu, of course, Pure Saiyans, Goku Family, Super Saiyan 3, Power Beyond, Full Power, Mastered Evolution, Final Trump, Turtle, Movie Heroes, Accelerator Battle, Earthbred, Bond of Friendship, and Bond of Parent. So some of the more noticeable ones straight off the bat, we're talking Super Saiyan 3, probably the best unit there, Turtle School, A nice addition to Movie Heroes: Mastered Evolution, Full Power, Accelerator, Battle, and Hell Earthbred Fighters. All of them, they get a really nice addition. The rest you could probably make a really nice team around. Remember, if you choose this guy to maximize the links, Final Trump, Bond of Parent, Power Beyond, a bit difficult when they're all warrior gods kind of deal. So, yeah, you could probably make an argument, though, for Earthbred Accelerated, Battle, and Super Saiyan 3 quite nicely. Turtle School and Full Power as well. So, some good teams and some good viable teams. I mean, you can run him on all the rest. And you could still probably get 3 of these links. So you'll be able to trigger attack links. But 3 key from here is the big thing. And that's going to be huge for him because he does have 2 key, which massively reduces the stress from the keyboard, especially when you can just get utter annihilated and shafted on how sparse they are. And then factor in you got Over in the Flash, and between you'd basically be on 11 key, wouldn't you? So these are the people who we have. So we have this guy who's transformed, who is, again, pretty much the same build. He has lots of crits. He's very powerful, and you could realistically spec him to full dodge. From this, we are also talking Over in the Flash and Limit Break in Form, which alone would give them an infinite amount of key and tremendous amount of attack. Arguably, this could be a really great video. Who's better, this guy or this guy? So once I've tested him out, there'll be a great versus video. I've not done one of them in a while, but Super Saiyan 3 versus Super Saiyan 3 and Majin Buu Saga. So again, we have this guy as well. So he is potentially one of the better ones, right? Is he not the Super Saiyan? Oh, he's Super Tech. So again, like, he is one of the better ones in the Super Saiyan 3 category. Has ridiculous, I mean, like, this maximum you can get is 5 and can still be of use, right? I mean, the amount of attack you can do can be incredibly fun. Another unit is this guy, but this is Transforming Goku. Now, this is his best partner specifically, but again, we are talking basically, because like this guy, he's a one-turner. And yes, he does have all the relevant links, but he's a one-turner, so that's a bit disappointing. Another potential use is we now get to see a defensive beast. This guy could be interesting. This guy as well, I mean, he is, I believe, a Super Saiyan 3 lead, so you could use him on this team. Now, you can use him side by side because he is Super Saiyan 2 as off the bat, much like this physical one here. So they are a fantastic linking partner. And again, you're getting these two, which gives you a surplus amount of key. Again, we're talking Turtle, Accelerators, Super Saiyan 3, and it could be really good. So the Super Battle Road stages and any events in, what is it, those infinite those infinite battles or whatever you call them, where there's a few stages now and you got to use X amount for something, right? Dragon History. I'm sure there's one that uses Super Saiyan 3, so it could be a really nice addition. Going down, it's because of the teams that we have. For example, Over in the Flash, right? But we're talking like Movie Heroes, Turtle School, Earthbred is the reason why he might be on here. Blue Gogeta. So we're talking Over in the Flash and the Warrior races. Super Saiyan Golden Warrior, right? That's probably what's doing it for him. So in terms of the Super Saiyan 3 category, which is probably where he shines best, where does he rank? He probably is the best. There's going to be no doubt about it. He is going to be head and shoulders above all of these. Yes, this guy is actually fairly respectable. Don't get me wrong. And of course, you've also got, I mean, he can have his uses, right? Get him the X amount of orbs. He has the extra, the extra stats. He will have his Easy A. I gotta imagine this year. Dude, what if they brought out an LR Easy A for Super Saiyan 3 on Saiyan Day with Super Saiyan 3 Easy A? It's possible. I mean, why not? It honestly could be a thing. But such a welcome addition to this team is good. It's going to be overall really good. Yes, so there we have it. I think it's impressive. I think they've done well. Obviously, they will still need to. I mean, they have to balance between, like, they don't want to make it too overpowered because that's what the new units are for. But you got to still bring up an old unit who had his Easy A 6 years ago up into the relevant stage, and also try and keep him relevant. And I think he will because, as I say, he does a lot for the first part, and they've given him a lot for the first part. And as I say, 7 turns is. I mean, seriously, it's like fighting legend events is probably. I mean, maybe the intensifying fights because they drag on. Maybe that 8th anniversary battle because that last stage does drag on. So potentially could have a few issues there. But that'll be one way of testing him. But for sure, the short haul events, Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road, intensifying fights, red zones, hell, sell Max if you must. I mean, they all, yeah, no, they're all fairly decent, right? They're all fairly capable, all fitting in this guy's repertoire of 7 turns, so that's going to be pretty good. Anyway, you can let me know what you think. This is a brilliant easy A, and not a bad way to start off these super easy A's. Remember, Broly is next. That's going to be really fun, and there's a free to play unit really not far from that. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. You can let me know how it goes. But yeah, we're all hyped. Well, anyway, if you liked it, brilliant. And if you didn't, well, that sucks to be you. But thank you for